we saw images of a shopping mall being hit in Ukraine, and 18 people died, I believe, in that strike. Many hospitalized. This shopping mall had absolutely no military value. It's not a military target. It was a direct strike on civilians because this is the way that Russia is leading this. This was not, they have made no claim. The death toll is now up to 20. According to NPR, they have made no claim that there were militants there. I mean, I don't know what it is that they would pretend.
Yeah, do we have a sense of how close this is to the front? Because, it looks like in one of the clips, you see like a couple just enjoying a walk in the park, and the missile hits.
This is, I don't think this is anywhere near the front. This is not a wayward missile.
Right.
I don't believe it is anywhere near the front, anyways.
But I mean, it's not close enough for people to be acting differently, and they're still going to walk in the park.
What we have here is footage from a park that is near the shopping mall, to give you a sense of what the expectation is that they would be bombed in this way. And it's crazy. There's no sound. You can see people, and it appears like there was either a air raid sound at the last minute, or maybe they heard the missiles coming, and then you can see the implications of the impact. That's just a picture of the impact, and then you can see this must be on the building itself because the camera is shaking. And then here you see people running, and they hear the missile or something, and then there's the impact, and they don't know if there's going to be more bombing. One guy jumps into the water.
There's just so much debris flying too. They split up. I mean, horrible.
And this is all different security cameras from around there. Here's a couple. There must be some warning, right? Because they're running behind a tree, and then impact happens right there. And you can see the debris is everywhere. I mean, it crosses the entire...
There's like a giant...
wading pool.
Look at the top. There's like a giant dumpster or something tumbling through the...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, really horrible. It's just another angle around that.
See the shockwave across the pond. Evil.
Very hard to imagine. And you can see people are running here, so there must have been some type of warning. I'm not sure what it was, that something was happening, and then, yeah. Very hard to imagine that somebody could justify this.
I think there's a lot of people who are just experiencing this online that, got caught up in Putin fighting Nazis. I mean, how idiotically propagandized do you have to be to look at folks like that?
And again, we've said from the beginning that there is an argument. I certainly, just broadly speaking, we have always been against the enlargement of NATO. And it certainly may have been predictable that expansion of NATO would create a certain paranoia. But there is no justification for this. It's just you can talk about things that may have contributed to, but a different leader of Russia may have taken a different tact. It was not inevitable that the country do this, even if it was inevitable that Putin would have done it, which I don't know that it was.
And for some context, too, that the governor of the province there said that there was no discernible military target near the shopping center, but that Kremenchuk is near one of the largest oil refineries in Ukraine.
I mean, I don't. Maybe they were aiming for the oil refinery and they hit that, but I doubt it.
Yeah, no.
And it's also been horribly unsuccessful from Putin's perspective. If he was genuinely afraid of NATO, he made a massive, massive miscalculation.
And then, yeah, from the perspective,
Because now we're going to get NATO expansion, and now we have an
Absolutely.
expansion of NATO forces, and now we have an expansion of NATO troops in all of these countries. It was an absolute miscalculation. And completely miscalculated how easy it would be to invade and occupy Ukraine. So, to the extent that people can say NATO miscalculated in terms of, there was a lot of miscalculation that went around. Very hard to justify bombing, particularly civilians.
or I think those people running away are, should thank NATO for that.
Can you imagine, like, just that we were to bomb Cuba? I mean, in 1965.
Almost did.
Certainly tried to invade, without a doubt.